Welcome back, Papa's Posse. Once again, it's time for Papa's comic books, coffee, and more. Okay, today's adventure will be West Coast Avengers, #1. This book was 75 cents back in September of 1984. It's by Roger Stern and Bob Hall. Title, Avengers Assemble. Now don't forget, this book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Hit that sub button if you don't mind, and give me a like if you don't mind. Also, leave a comment, tell me what you want to hear. If I have it in my library, I'll try to get it on for you. Let's do it. Avengers Assemble! Assemble, assemble, assemble! Very impressive, Mr. Hawkeye, sir. But what was that supposed to prove other than the grounds produced great echo? I mean, I already knew you had great set of lungs. Why do you think I married you? I'd assumed it was because you were hopelessly smitten with my boyish good looks, and mainly because manly charm, Bobby. Anyway, what's wrong with giving the old team call to assemble? Not a thing, if you ignore the fact that we're the only ones on this whole estate. It's not an estate, honey. It's a compound. With California real estate costing what it does, there's a big difference. Don't change the subject. We have enough land and buildings here to open a resort, but the only Avengers in sight are thee and me. And I'm not so sure I'm right for the job. The Avengers in the world's mightiest group of super beings, people like Thor and Captain Marvel. I haven't any amazing powers. Neither does Captain America. Neither do I. If I can be an Avenger, anyone can, right? And people wonder why you took the code name Mockingbird. No, really. You'll be great. You have years of experience as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent under your belt. Even Captain America was impressed by your record. So don't think you're getting any kind of special treatment. The fact that we're hubs and wife has nothing to do with your status as an Avenger. This is the Supreme Headquarters International Espionage Law Enforcement Division, the Free World Super Spy Agency. That's what you think. Okay, good looking. So now we are two. That's hardly enough to fill the Avengers West Coast estate. Compound. I know. Putting together the new team is the first thing we do. Just as soon as I let the East Coast know we're all set to go. In seconds, the intrepid Archer activates a direct satellite link with New York City's Avengers Mansion. Jarvis speaking. Master Hawkeye. I take it that everything's operational? All we need are some warm bodies, Jarv. Is the Vision around? He's in the main assembly hall, sir. I'll patch you through. Instantly, the image of the Avengers Butler is replaced by that of the super team's enigmatic new chairman. Hello, Hawkeye. The Wasp left word that you'd call earlier. I've been looking forward to hearing from you. I've gone over the papers you forwarded in regards to the California compound. I'm impressed by the speed with which you found lodging and had the modified to fit our special needs. You've certainly proven to me that you were the right choice to lead the West Coast division of the Avengers. Thanks, Viz. But it was nothing really. Right, hun? Oh, no, not once I talked him out of trying to buy Knott's Berry Farm. Excuse me. Knott's Berry Farm. Oh, of course. Domestic humor. Ha ha. At any rate, I am quite pleased. I'd hoped to visit the compound and aid in the orientation period, but Avengers business unfortunately prevents me. I have, however, already taken steps to contact several potential members. For your group, you should be seeing the results of my efforts shortly. Indeed, just 1 hour earlier in downtown San Francisco, while private investigator Jessica Drew was talking business with one such potential member, you've really been such a big help to the agency while I was getting back on my feet, especially in solving the Anselmo case. I was glad to lend a hand, Jess. It was fun. It was, wasn't it? I still laugh when I think about the way you ran our pigeon up and down Telegraph Hill. That was the best part of the case, after all. Bringing pigeons to ground is second nature to lady who's half cat. So tell me, Tigra, what are your plans for the future? Good question. I wish I had an answer. I did a bit of modeling before I came west, but it wasn't very satisfying, and there aren't many calls for models who are covered with fur. Well, if you really enjoy playing detective, I just might have an offer for you. Excuse me? What is it, Lindsay? There's the strangest sounding man on line 1, and he insists there's someone here named Greer Grant Gelson. Greer? Hey, that's me. Who could be calling? Who'd know my old name? Hello? Yes, this is... Oh, of course, I should have guessed. No, maybe once, but not anymore. No, I really don't. What? How much money? Yes, but I see. All right. What was that all about? Someone trying to collect an old gambling debt? Not exactly. Well, Jess, it's been fun, but there's some pressing business in Los Angeles that I really have to attend to, and I have to hustle if I'm going to make the next shuttle flight. Pressing business? Is it anything I could help with? No, I have to settle this on my own. Don't worry, I'm a big girl. I can make my own mistakes. Look, you've been great. When this craziness is finished, maybe we could talk about that offer. Sure. Dynamite. Well, bye. That call bothered Tigra a lot more than she was willing to admit. I don't like the sound of it at all. I tail her myself, but I could never keep up with her. Fortunately, I know someone who might. Hello, Los Angeles information. I need the number for a place called Cat's Jazz Club. But even as Jessica waited for the needed number, in the middle of the Mojave Desert, pew pew cow pow kapow. Very good, my friend, but not good enough. Yo, Harry! Oh no, a man with a grenade. Clever. Still, he's due for a bit of a shock. Power discharge. Ching! The live grenade falls between the seat of the dune buggy and woof! Wham! Well, he certainly went all to pieces. Beautiful, Sean. That's a keeper. Cut. Print. My God, he's still in this. Bring those extinguishers up. Hurry. Relax, Freddy. No need to get all upset. Huh? And then with the ease of a man tossing a softball, the helmeted figure hurls the blazing wreck 100 yards away from the film crew. Simon, you okay? I'm fine, but you better bring plenty of water. The fire left me a little hot. Lordy, that water's boiling right off of him. And when the big man's body is finally cool enough to approach... Boy, I thought you were a goner. For sure, Simon. You worry too much, Freddy. I told you it's almost impossible for me to be hurt. Did you bring my shades? Right, here. But geez, will you take it easy? You're going to put the rest of us stuntmen out of business. Watch your step, Simon. Some practical joker must have planted something in your grip and started buzzing at me when I was in the trailer. Thanks, Carol. Wait a minute. Did you say buzzing? Excuse me. I better check it out. It's my Avengers transceiver. There might be trouble if they're calling out of the reserves. Hello, Williams here. Shortly. Yeah, I like to live dangerously. Why? Because those smokes are going to kill you. You tell him, Carol. Hey, Freddy. Yeah, Simon, what is it? You don't need me anymore today, do you? No, Simon. Your next stunt isn't until tomorrow. Good. Something's come up and I need the attention of Wonder Woman. I'll see you back here tomorrow. I hope the vision was a little vague. As to what the meeting was all about. Oh well, the others can fill me in when I get there. Let's see, the location he gave me is nearly 200 miles west of here. I better pour it on. Even with the belt jets of full thrust, I'll take almost an hour and a half to get there. An hour later, and some 400 miles to the northeast of armor-clad figure soars high over Stanford University Linear Accelerator Center. Phew! I thought that nothing on Earth would impress me any more, but I was wrong. That building 2 miles long if it's an inch. Silicon Valley is a lot different from the South Philly neighborhood where I grew up, but it seems like a good place to make a new start. And now that Tony Stark's gone on the wagon, he and the Irwins should have our new company humming in no time. It's good to have the boss sober again. I want to see him back on top so bad. I just hope that once he's there, he doesn't get in any hurry to reclaim this tin suit of his. I've gotten really used to being called Iron Man. What is the who's cutting in on my secret radio frequency? This is the Avengers. You are needed. Following the directives given him, Iron Man rockets down the Pacific coast, arriving just 20 minutes later at the complex of buildings situated atop of the bluffs on the Palos Verdes Peninsula. Some spread. This looks like the kind of place Tony would have hung out before he lost Stark International. The best part of being his pilot is those days was ferrying him to spots like this. Who'd have thought I'd ever be invited to my own? Then again, who'd have thought little Jimmy Rhodes would grow up to be Iron Man? Somebody surely arriving in style. Iron Man, this place is beautiful. Did you arrange all this? No, I just got here. Who's this? She seems to know Iron Man. You know, I didn't feel all that good about coming down here, but seeing you makes me feel so much better. Yeah, likewise. Hey, is she furry? Wow, even with those ocean breezes, it's a lot warmer here than it was in San Francisco. Be a doll and help me off with my coat. Sure, I'd be glad to. Oh my, this just has to be Tigra. Thanks, that sun feels good. And here I thought the Wasp was the Avenger with the smallest costume. Do you mind holding my hat? I want to shake out my hair. I don't mind at all. You just have a good shake. Iron Man, Tigra, welcome to the Avengers compound. You two are the first to arrive. Come on, and I'll give it to Cook's tour while we're waiting for Wonder Man to show. The Avengers own this fabulous place. That we do, and the world will soon be hearing it now that you're here. Say what? Meanwhile, several hundred yards away, the airport limo that brought Tigra exits through automatic gates, closely watched by Brian Airy Ebenclad, from which he has already evaded a dozen security devices and invaded the compound grounds. Minutes later, in a chamber 2 levels below the compound's main building, and this is the nerve center of the entire operation. Any questions? Just one, Hawk. Where do we figure in all this? The message I got just said that I was needed here and didn't say why. Same here, Iron Man. When the Vision called, offered me $1,000 stipend just to fly to LA and see if I could help the Avengers out, I was too curious to turn down an offer like that. Okay, here's the scoop. Back when Captain America was group leader, he made a rule that except in emergencies, the active membership would be limited to 6 Avengers. It was a good rule, and it stuck, but there were still too many Avengers showing up on our doorstep that when the Vision took over, it became a whole new ballgame. The Viz knows that there's always a need for experienced Avengers, so to keep the group from becoming a mob, he authorized yours truly to set up a California expansion team, and that's us, the West Coast Avengers. We'll be operating under the same basic bylaws of the New York team, with the same rights and privileges, but groups will be closely affiliated. We'll run our own show out here. From now on, if Avengers are needed anywhere west of the Rockies, we'll answer the call. Once Wonder Man shows up, there'll be 5 of us. That leaves 1 spot open, but I'm hoping to... Hold it, Hawkeye. You may have more than one vacancy. I never said I wanted to join. I quit the New York team because I felt it was out of my league, and I didn't see that things would be any different here. I may be fast and strong and agile, but I don't have near the experience of Iron Man. Whoa, hold it, lady. I doubt that you're any less qualified than I am, you see? What the intruder alarm, somebody's trying to break in. If those lights mean what I think they do, somebody's done a lot more than just try. I don't believe if they've already penetrated to the first basement level. More than that, Hawk, the remote cameras have been blacked out as well. Blast! This must be a highly organized commando raid. Some group hoping to catch us off guard before we even get organized. Let's see what an infrared scan shows. There's your group, dear. One guy. I don't know how he managed to get as far as he did, but he's soon going to be very sorry he even thought about breaking in here. He's just into the security area, which seems that stuntulator about to put him in his place. Son of a, I don't believe it. He derailed the stuntulator and knocked out the infrared scanners. That does it. I want this guy. I'm sealing off the rest of the security levels. We can get out, but he can't get in. He can only go back up to domestic areas. That's where we'll get him. That's right. Split up. Each of you take a corridor. We'll surround him before he knows what's happening. Come on, let's go. Goaded by Hawkeye's gung-ho entreaty, each of the heroes head to the building upper level by separate paths. Hawk sounds like he really gets into giving orders. I don't know if I like that. I must be some sort of masochist to get involved with Avengers again. They always seem to know what they're doing, not like me. What am I doing here? What am I trying to prove? Should I let the others catch our intruder or rush in and collar him myself? How would Cap handle it? Poor Hawk, he wants so much to be a good leader. I know he can do it, but I wish he would try quite so hard. In a way, though, it's funny. His first act as leader was having his team split up. Suddenly, where'd the smoke screen come from? No, scratch that. This isn't smoke, it's just dark. This is flat out weird. I can't see a thing, but I hear someone moving over there. With a single snap of her wrist, Mockingbird activates a spring-loaded mechanism strapped to her forearm, hurling a steel alloy battle stave at her unseen opponent. But, crash! Close. This woman has considerable skill. Given half a chance, she might actually give me some trouble getting out of here. Mustn't let that happen. I must always rethink my strategy, perhaps get help. Swiftly, the dark man closes the distance between himself and Mockingbird, his hands darting out to squeeze certain nerves at the base of her neck. Ooh! But even as her consciousness dims her, the daring adventurer strikes back with the last remaining stave. Oh! Bobby! Are you there? Bobby! She would have come right down this hall. It's black as pitch in there, and fortunately I have little something that should shed some light on the subject. The arrow flies straight and through with the magnesium flare tip emitting a blinding radiance, which is immediately swallowed by the gathered darkness. Whoever's making this the blackness knows his stuff. Let's see how he likes 95 decibels of high frequency sound. That seemed to do the trick. The fog's melting away. But where's the clown who made it? No one here but Bobby? Honey, are you okay? I will be as soon as you kill the hypersonic arrowhead. Where'd our man go? At that moment, in another section of the mansion, that's no ordinary fog, that's some sort of dark air. And I know of only one man who controls the darkness. Shroud, Shroud, where are you? Her cat-like eyes are unable to peer through the gathering darkness. But Iron Man entering the other end of the wing has no such problem. Uh-oh, must be a gas attack. Stuff's as thick as pea soup. Better seal my helmet and switch on the old radar. Bingo! There's my boogeyman. There's my bogey now. Some sort of flying man headed my way, and he seems to be wearing armor. What have I walked into? No use running any further, sucker. Where were you the day they passed out brains? Any fool ought to know better than trespass on Avengers turf. Avengers? Then you're Iron Man? Me? Nah, I'm Smiling Jack. Wait, this is all a mistake. Mistake? Huh. Let me guess. You're really the meter reader, but you thought that wearing a cape and mask would make you fit in better. He doesn't seem to be in any hurry to hear me out. Not that I can really blame him under the circumstances. At the speed he's going, he'll have to put on the brakes fast and do some fancy maneuvering to avoid smashing up the place, even so I have only seconds to act. If I want to get out of here. Have to get under cover and think out my next move. I don't want to fight Avengers. That could become a life's work, and I have the better things to do. And as the mysterious Shroud drops to the terrace below, he doesn't notice the flying figure. Right there. Who swoops down out of the eastern skies. There's the building I was told to report to, but who's that hooded figure? Wait, I've heard rumors around L.A. about a fellow who dresses like that. He's called the Shroud, and he's supposed to be some sort of crime lord. The Shroud cannot see Wonder Man, from the Shroud is blind. His mystic senses only enable him to perceive objects that are closer than 100 feet. By the time Wonder Man is within the radius, wham! It is almost too late to react. Okay, buddy, why are you snooping around here? And where are the Avengers? Talk fast or I may do something we'll both regret. Tigra clears the 40 feet which separate them from the single bound. That's the Shroud. I know, he's a crook. No, he's a friend. A friend? I'm certainly glad I'm not an enemy. I'd hate to think how I'd be treated then. Careful, my ribs. Soon. Anyway, Jessica was so worried by Tigra's abrupt departure that she got a message to me asking me to keep an eye on her. I picked up Tigra's trail at the airport, and well, here we are. You don't have to say any more, Shroud. I checked Captain America's file report on you. He says you're legit, and that makes you okay in my book. For that, thanks. I just wish to know you Avengers were setting up shop here. I'd have presented my calling card more formally. Shroud, I really feel awful about this. I came charging in like a runaway locomotive. I do mean loco. You're not the guy, Wonder. You're not the only guy, Wonder. A lot of this could have been avoided if I just stopped and listened. Well, I'm the one who really started this mess. If I had taken time to tell Jessica who called, relax, all of you. There's been no harm done, well, no permanent harm. I'm glad you feel that way, Shroud, because I'd like to propose you for the membership in the West Coast Avengers. Me? An Avenger? Sure, why not? That trick you do with the dark is one slick little number, and anyone who can hold his own against us, as long as you did, obviously has what it takes in the skill department. Besides, what you did reminds me of a little of how I introduced myself to the Avengers. I broke in, too. Come on, what do you say? I don't believe I've ever been more honored. A few years ago, I'm sure my answer would have been yes, but now, well, I've spent many months building a false reputation as an outlaw. The better to strike at the gangs from within, and it's worked quite well for me. Were I to become an Avenger, neither of us would benefit, so I'm afraid I have to say no. But I'll keep in touch, and you can always reach me through Cat's Jazz Club. Shroud, hey, wait. Save your breath, Hawk. He's gone. Well, excuse me now that we've straightened that out. Can someone please tell me why the Vision called me here? Why? You want to know why? Okay, let's all take a seat, and I'll start again from the top. That's the spirit, fearless leader. Just remember, it can only get better from here. And that was it. That was West Coast Avengers #1 from September of 1984. Once again, I hope you enjoyed that book. And as always, this book is available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. I really like it. It helps the channel. Also, give me a like if you don't mind, and leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought about it. And as Papa and the Avengers always say,
that was easy.
Until next time, Papa is out.